Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, before we begin, I want you all to stand up, stretch a little bit, stretch. Oh, class. It will be very interesting class this morning. It's not much, but it will be interesting. I'll try to make it interesting. Yeah? Okay, class. Before we begin, breathe in, breathe out. When I say breathe in, you tiptoe as well, so that the air flows through your body. Okay, class. Breathe in, out. In, out. In, out. Yes, you all can sit down. Okay, I'll be teaching year 5. I'll be reading, and our topic for today's class will be on drugs. Okay, class, topic today will be on drugs. Before we begin our class for this morning, I want you all to read as an objective 2, 3.
Define what drugs are and also classify them into legal, illegal, prescription, and also categories.
Second point.
To explain the advantage and disadvantage of drugs.
And lastly,
to summarize and reinforce key messages and encourages informed and also healthy choice.
Okay, class. Before we dive right into the topic of drugs, drug is widely used around the Pacific, such as Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Tuvalu, and other countries. They all use drugs. Okay. On our first slide, the definition of drugs. Drug is a substance that changes how your body works. So in everything you do, when you see someone who consumes drugs, you can clearly see the way that he acts, behaves, his movement, his appearances. You can clearly tell when a person is on drugs. Yeah? Okay. It can affect your feelings, thinking, behavior, and movement. As I mentioned before, drugs usually affects your feeling, your thinking, behavior, movement. It actually, to some reason, it actually affects your body, the way that you think, move, and your behavior. Okay. It is not considered as a food or exclusively a food. The reason why it is not considered as a food because it contains something that is called toxicity. In every food, before they describe something as a food, they will look for something that is not that. It is called toxicity. Yeah? So if there is a toxicity in a food, it is called a drug. Yeah? Okay. Prescribed drugs are those issued by a doctor to cure a particular illnesses, for example, antibiotics. Not all drugs are bad. Some of the drugs are used by the doctor to cure particular illnesses, viruses, and also bacteria, such as antibiotics. Yeah? Okay. Let's dive into the advantages and the disadvantages of drugs. Let us read the first point in the class. 2, 3.
Drugs can help in curing several chronic pain that no medicine can do.
Okay. Drugs can help in curing several chronic pain that medicines cannot do. Okay, so not all drugs are bad, as I mentioned before. Some of the drugs can help in curing pain, such as antibiotics, cough syrups, and many more that kills fungi, bacteria, and also viruses from entering your body. For an example, when COVID-19 struck, the doctors they actually prescribed vaccines that actually stop this deadly virus from spreading. Yeah. Okay. Second point, class. 2, 3.
These drugs are less lethal, such as Panadol, cough syrup, amoxicillin, and eye drops.
Okay, these drugs are less lethal, such as Panadol, cough syrup, and amoxicillin, and also eye drops. The reason why I simplify these words because they are so they have got a specific word to it. That's why I further simplified. As I mentioned before, these drugs are less lethal, so they does not pose any harm to your body. Not much harm into your body. Okay. The third point, drugs can help in treating fatal diseases such as cancer and many other, whereas others cannot. Eh? So, so drugs can help in fighting other diseases such as cancer. What other diseases that can good drugs actually combat? Vaccines and so forth. Eh? Then other drugs cannot. Okay, the disadvantage of drugs. Okay, class 2, 3.
It may cause long-term memory loss.
Okay, so some drugs actually causes a long-term memory loss. Eh? So, for an example, marijuana, it actually can cause a long-term memory loss as smoke enters through your brain into your nervous system, into the central nervous system in your brain, in which it kills the cell. So, the cells in your brain, they actually help an individual to think. Eh? So when I say long-term memory loss, so when a person cannot think properly or is suffering from memory loss, it is clearly a sense that most of the cells in his brain are actually dead. Okay, the second point, class 2, 3.
It damages body parts such as brain, lungs, and liver.
It damages body parts such as brain, lungs, and liver. For brains, I may say there's a lot of drugs that affects the brain, such as marijuana, methamphetamine, cocaine, and many more. For the lungs, when I say lungs in specific, plenty people use it. It's called cigarettes. And for the liver, it is alcohol or liquor that is widely used in the Pacific. Okay, in our third point class 2, 3.
It also leads to unstable family environment, in which parents may not be able to do their part by providing basic necessities, like proper food and clothing.
Okay, it leads to unstable family environment. So parents are not able to do their part by providing basic necessities for the student or for the child. Eh? So instead of the parent going and buying basic necessities such as food, clothes, water, and etc., most of this money are actually diverted into drugs. For an example, in Fijian community, plenty parents around Fiji, not all, but some, they actually consume a widely drink that is used in the Pacific. It is called kava. So plenty parents who usually goes around and drinks kava. Some of the money which actually is to some of the money which money can divert into buying basic necessities for the parents, for the child is actually diverted into buying kava. That is a widely used drink in the Pacific. Okay, before we move on into the activity, any questions? No, sir. Okay, moving on. Okay, I want you all to, I'll give you 3 minutes to do this activity, and after that, we'll discuss. This is common knowledge, students. This is common knowledge. Eh? I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes to this question. class, time is up. Okay, identify the different types of drug that is widely used in the Pacific. Any volunteer? Yes, Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Masih? Third one. Mos? Mos? Yes. What? Cigarette? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Kawa. Okay, that's a good one.
Ice.
Okay, raise your hands, class. Okay, next one. State three advantages and disadvantages. Okay, you leave this for your homework. Okay, class, before we conclude our class this morning, I've got a video I want us to watch it. Before we watch the video, I've got the conclusion of my lesson. I want you all to read the conclusion. 2, 3.
Drugs harm your body and money. Help and support is always available. Education and awareness is often powerful. Your life is your message to the world. Make it inspiring and make it drug-free.
Thank you, class. This is the conclusion. I hope you can got something that you can actually take home or something that you learned from our topic, health science, unit 17 on the topic drugs. Okay. I've got a short video if you want to watch it. It's a 2 minutes video.
Hey kids, parents, teachers, let's talk about drugs and pills. Here are 5 things you need to know about drugs and pills. Number 1, why do people eat drugs? Oh, you don't eat drugs? Number 1, why do people do drugs? Some kids start doing drugs because they think it's cool. Drugs ain't cool, yo. Some people do drugs because they don't feel good about themselves. Some people do drugs to fit in. Some people do drugs to escape their problems. Bottom line, there's a lot of reasons people do drugs, but no reason is good enough. Number 2, what can drugs do to you? Make your teeth fall out, make your breath smell, make your brain go crazy, make you lose your job, make you go to jail. Drugs are illegal. Make you lose your friends, make you lose your dog, make you die. There's a lot of bad things drugs can do to you kids. Number 3, where do people get drugs? From the drugstore, right? I guess you get drugs from other kids at school? Good. Or from other kids' brothers or grown-ups? Good. Now kids, hopefully you don't have anyone trying to give you drugs in grade school. Good. But the older you get in school, the more of a chance you'll have to run into drugs. Good. So be on the lookout and stay away. Number 4, how do drug problems start? Well, they start the first time you try them. And then you might try them again, and again, and again. And then they become a habit. And that leads to the last and 5th thing you need to know about drugs. Don't eat them. You don't eat those. Don't do drugs. They will ruin your lives. Just ask a teacher or a parent. So use the resources below to have this conversation at school or at home.
Okay, so that comes to the end of our class. Thank you very much, students, for being a wonderful